All right, guys, in today's episode, I want to do a complete lineup of all 14 competitors that are going to be competing at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro in the 212 class. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, guys, so let's start off the list with IFBB Pro Classic Physique competitor turned 212, Santi Argonne. So Santi Argonne placed third at the 2019 Europa Dallas Pro in the 212 class. And then he continued on the rest of the season in Classic Physique. But he has officially made his switch to the 212, and we are very excited to see him step on stage this year. So Santi is going to be one of the by far best conditioned competitors on stage this year. He's been posting a lot of fantastic content on his Instagram. Make sure you guys go check him out, IFBB_Santi, and definitely give him a follow. He posts stuff almost daily. He's very active on his story, and I think he is a great competitor to follow if you enjoy bodybuilding content. Moving right down the list, the next competitor is going to be Aaron Clark. Instagram handle Aaron Clark IFBB Pro. And the last time we saw Aaron on stage was at the 2018 New York Pro, where he placed 16th. Personally, I feel like his best package so far to date was at the 2014 New York Pro, where he actually won that one, getting first. I really liked the package that he brought to that stage. And looking at Aaron Clark on Instagram right now, what can we say? He looks like his legs are pretty conditioned. It looks like his abs are really coming out at you. And if you look at these photos from July 2nd, it looks like he has some pretty good conditioning coming into the show. You can see the striations on the glutes, hamstrings, rear delts, and whatnot. And you can also see the lower back. Something I am going to say and I'm going to point out is his midsection is a little blocky, if you can kind of see what I'm saying here. It kind of looks like it's overshadowing his legs somewhat. But I'm going to leave the comparisons and the critiques for the first call-out predictions video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. The third competitor on the list is going to be Derek Farnsworth. Instagram handle Derek Farnsworth. Pretty simple there. And the last time we saw Derek on stage was last year, or 2018, at the Chicago Pro. And for the most part, it looked like he brought a pretty good package. Now, Derek is actually going to be turning 50 this year at the 2020 Tampa Pro. So he's definitely going to be one of the older or oldest competitors on stage. From what we saw from his last showing, he brought a pretty good package. His conditioning could have used some improvement, but I definitely think that he has made those improvements in the offseason. Moving over to Derek's Instagram page, where he's posting some contest prep update leading up to the show, it does look like he's bringing some pretty serious conditioning for the show. Full size, striations. The only critique I would say is maybe his legs look a little downsized, but that does come with age. But I am very excited to see Derek Farnsworth get on stage this year. With his age, I think it's going to be a real testament to what you can do with bodybuilding as you go up in the years. Number 5 is going to be IFBB Pro. Obviously, they're all IFBB Pros. Kevin Johnson. So last time he was on stage was at the 2019 Indy Pro, and he brought a pretty good package there. Unfortunately, the lighting was not great at that year's Indy Pro. Going over to Kevin's Instagram page at One Man's Talent, no space, one as the number one. He's posting some contest prep update footage for you, and it does look like he is coming in condition. It looks like he's going to be ready for this show. And he definitely has some good size. I do like his lower back. I think it has some nice development, and the conditioning is going to make it really pop this year. Going along, the next competitor is going to be IFBB Pro _Flex Diesel, aka Detrick Bo Lewis. And the last time we also saw Dietrich was at the 2019 Chicago Pro, where he actually placed third. Moving over to his Instagram, like I said, IFBB Pro _Flex Diesel. He has been posting quite a bit of contest prep update photos and videos, and collabs with other people. So it is pretty nice to see that. I personally like it when competitors are a little bit more open with their content and are willing to post lots of content to their Instagram and share it with their audience. So kudos to you. And if you guys want to see more about Dietrich or Dietrich Bo Lewis, however you want to call it, I did do some other videos talking about him, so make sure you guys check out the rest of the channel. Next is Jason Lau, aka IFBB_Broku on Instagram. And the last time we saw Jason Lau, or Jason Lowe, I'm pretty sure it's Jason Lowe, sorry about that. The last time we saw Jason Lowe on the IFBB Pro stage was at the 2018 Omaha Pro, where he was placing in the Classic Physique. He was competing in Classic Physique. Also that year he did compete at the Indy Pro and at the Mr. Olympia in the Classic Physique. So the Indy Pro was the 212 and the Mr. Olympia was in Classic Physique. But from what I've heard from Jason and some of you guys, his fellow close friends who live close to him, he has completely switched to 212. Wow, that's hard to say. And I am very excited to see Jason get on stage this year. I've talked about him a few times in the other videos, so like I said before, make sure you check out those other videos if you want to see more on Jason. And if you haven't heard it already, you'll hear it here first. I would really like to see Jason and Santiago Argonne side by side at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro. And next we have IFBB Pro Derek Oslin. So Derek is definitely not new to the Tampa Pro stage. He's placed here fairly well in the last 2 years. 2018 he got second, and 2019 he placed 12th at the Tampa Pro. So he definitely has somewhat of a redemption arc coming back into this show for 2020. Now, I really did like his 2018 and 2019 package that he brought to the Tampa Pro. But if you go over and look at his Instagram, it looks like he has brought a whole new package that he's about to unwrap for us, if you will, at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro. It looks like Derek has put on some serious muscle in the areas that I think that he could improve in, specifically chest and hamstrings, along with a pretty impressive quad sweep. So I'm very excited, like I said, to see Derek Oslin get here, get on stage. Also, like I mentioned, hopping over to his Instagram tag is weaponx_IFBB Pro. If you guys want to follow him, I definitely recommend you do. He has been posting a considerable amount of content in the forms of genuine bodybuilding information, contest prep update photos, videos, training programs, nutrition and whatnot. He's a great guy to follow. He puts out a lot of great information, and I definitely think he's a great follow for people that are, one, getting into bodybuilding, and even some of the veterans. So make sure you guys go over and check out Derek and let him know I sent you. Another Classic Physique competitor switch to the 212 is George Double Peterson. So obviously this is going to be one of the top picks right now coming into the Tampa Pro to really win this whole thing. George has been posting lots of great content on his Instagram at George Double. And for the most part, he is bringing some pretty serious conditioning. George is known for size, definitely in the back department. The only thing that maybe potentially I'd be worried about is his legs, but he does have a good pair of legs for the most part. So I'm very excited to see George get on stage here. There's been a lot of hype, a lot of talk, definitely with his sponsors over at Redcon 1, and pretty much anyone else who's associated with Redcon 1 has put considerable amount of hype in a good way into getting George and seeing George on stage this weekend at the Tampa Pro. So I'm very excited, and I hope we can see the best package to date for George in the terms of size and conditioning. Next, out of Blackstone, Massachusetts, we have Justin Randall, Instagram Justin_Randall91. And the last time we saw Justin get on stage, And here's a few shots from him where he was at the 2019 New York Pro, where he placed 7th in the 212 category. Moving over to his Instagram page. Now, Justin hasn't posted a extreme amount of contest prep update footage for us, but he has posted enough to really show exactly what he's got going on in the terms of definition, lower back striation in this one, definitely. Also, he says he's 187 pounds coming into this show, so it looks like he still has quite a bit of room to grow in the terms of hitting that 212 cap limit. So I'm definitely excited to see Justin get on stage here. I think that it's going to be a good story if Justin can come in with some pretty good conditioning at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro. In my personal opinion, he definitely missed the ball at his New York Pro showing, and I think this will be a great show for him to redeem himself, if I can say that. The next competitor on the list is Emmanuel Rodriguez, who actually is, I'm pretty sure this is his pro debut coming into bodybuilding. The last time we saw him on stage was at the Southern States NPC show, where he won the light heavyweight overall. So not too much I can say about him because his Instagram is private, but hopefully I can get some more footage of him before he steps on stage. Next we have Raoul Sanchez, or he does go by Raoul Sanchez Reyes if you're looking him up on the NPC contest for photos. And the last time we saw Raoul on stage was at the 2019 Niagara Falls, where he actually placed 4th in the 212 class. Moving over to his Instagram, Raoul_Sanchez_IFBB Pro. He has posted a couple shots showing some conditioning in his legs and arms, chest, a little bit, shoulders. Kind of not really showing off too much of what he's got going on here. He did have a post from June 21st where you can see a full body. Definitely some distension in the midsection on the sides, but that was over a month ago, so that is something that you can dial in once you start really cutting back on everything, getting ready for a show. So I wish him the best. I wish Raoul the best at the 2020 Tampa Pro. Next on the list, we have IFBB Pro Ricardo Tapia. On Instagram, he goes by RIXIOT. So make sure you guys go ahead and give him a follow. The last time we saw Ricardo on the IFBB Pro stage was at the 2019 Legion Sport Festival, where he placed 8th in the 212 category. And honestly, he's probably one of the best packaged and conditioned bodybuilders coming into this stage. From looking at other people's competition photos, I could definitely see him in the top 6 if he brings this level of conditioning, but that's more for another video. Moving into his update content on his Instagram, out of Katy, Texas. He's saying he's about 6 days out from this one, 6 days out from the 2020 Tampa Pro. And it looks like, if we're being honest, and I know I should keep the critiques for another video, it does look like he is holding a little bit of water on the chest. I'm a little worried about that, but thinking about 6 days of dieting, depleting, the tan's going to help kind of clean everything up, make things look a little more crisp and sharp. Hopefully we can see his midsection coming a little bit more, and the rest of his body just kind of follow suit. So I am excited for Ricardo at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro, and I definitely look forward to seeing him get on stage. Next on the list, we have another newcomer to the IFBB, Steve Thayer. So his Instagram was private as well, so it's kind of hard to give you guys a update on what he looks like right now, coming, what, 1 week, less than a week away from the show. But Steve won the 2018 NPC North Americas in the light heavyweight. He looked pretty good there. His conditioning was pretty solid, and he has a fair amount of size. So if we can assume that he's put on 5 or 10 pounds of muscle each year for the last 2 years, there's definitely a good chance that he could place very well at this year's 2020 Tampa Pro in the 212 class. And last but not least, it's just how the scorecard ran. We have IFBB Pro Adam Young, Instagram at Adam Young Bodybuilding. No spaces. And last time we saw Adam Young on the stage was at the 2018 Dallas Europa, where he placed 15th, I believe. And moving over to his Instagram, he has been fairly active, actually posting some quality content, showing us exactly what he's going to be bringing into this show this weekend. I definitely think that if Adam is able to really dial in his conditioning, I know you can see that his glutes have somewhat of some separation and striations, along with his quads are looking fairly separated right now. I am a little worried his back does look a little bit watery, and that is something that he had at the Dallas show as well, was a watery back. But when you look at this side tricep, it does look pretty gnarly. So I'm definitely a fan. I like the way Adam's body flows. I'm thinking his legs do look a little undersized compared to potentially some of the other competitors, especially with that hamstring sweep. It doesn't look like it's really coming down that much. And his calves do look a little small, except from the front. From the front, they look gnarly. But those are just small critiques. I am excited to see Adam get on stage, and best of luck to him with conditioning and maintaining his fullness. All right, and that is every competitor that we know of so far that is competing at this weekend's, or next weekend, I guess technically. It's still Sunday. It's still Sunday. That's going to be everyone that's going to be competing at next Saturday's 2020 Tampa Pro in the 212 class. I'm very excited to see all these guys get on stage. Lots of hype, lots of conversations going into this show. If you guys enjoyed this video, it did take me almost going on 5 hours to put this video together with all the research and whatnot. So if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, definitely subscribe. There's going to be lots more coming out like this. Content like this will be coming out soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, if you guys want to support me, one of the best ways to do that is to go over to Golden Era Nutrition, my supplement sponsor, and use sponsor code SANCH15 at checkout. Every purchase really does help me in the long run. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.